Yo, what's going on? What's poppin', man? What's going on, man? So today I wanted to make this quick video just to give like a quick overview of Tien. It's a lot of different opinions about him right now. It's some saying that he's good. It's another saying that he's okay. It's another people saying that he's good. He's okay. He just has to get pulled out. Like someone has to pull things out for him for people to play him. I'm one of those people who think that Tien is good. You gotta pull some stuff out to play him. Let's see. Reason being is because of a couple things. One, Tatsu. Tatsu is really underrated. People just think, let me turn this recording off. People think that because you can reflect Tatsu that it doesn't make it that good of a solo neutral tool. Nah. You reflect Tatsu, the person is still plus 10. So it's not a instant get out of jail free card. Show you a quick example right here. I'm gonna set him to guard all. Do he's still plus 10. So what that means is since Tien's 5M and 2M is both 10 frames, that basically becomes a perfect block string, so to say. So they can't reflect tag, and they can't reflect punish. Just to show you an example of what I'm talking about, I'm gonna set him to play recording. I got 2 recordings made. One of those is to reflect tag, and the other one is to reflect punish. Let me fix this record. See if I recorded that right. So that's pretty good. I'm to the second one to reflect tag. See that's that right. Reflect tag. So. Let me show you a little quick example. So what you would do with Tatsu is actually do like a sliding knockdown. You would back there. That'll clip it. I ain't do it fast enough. Fix this. That right there. It stops that. And let me just let it say reflect tag. That right there, it stops reflect tag. Giant Red X shows that he wants to get the tag out, but it's a block string, so he can't. And the reason being is because while this is 11 frames, if you leave at least 1 frame to where they won't get a double reflect for 1 reflect, and you can also shrink it so they can't raw tag it, and that's where they get clipped at. That right there stops the raw tag, stops everything. They can't reflect punish that. So while yes, you can reflect Tatsu, it's not a get out of jail free card that people don't seem to understand. You also cannot level 3 that. If you do what I just did, you backdash, you can't level 3 it. You also if you delay tech, Tien is still plus. And you can't mash him. Let me show you. Another thing is, the best thing about Tatsu is if someone up-techs Tatsu, Tien gets a legit 50-50. If you ask why, because of this overhead right here. This tiger knee is something that should get abused. If you remember anything about Tien, remember abuse this. Condition them to always be afraid of this. Because when you start conditioning them to be afraid of that, everything else, simple stuff like this, becomes deadly. So they always have to worry about getting hit by that. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Simple stuff like this. Oh, fuck you, Tatsu. Something simple as this. I messed it up. I was too many hits. I was too high. Right there. Something like that. That's a true block kill. They cannot reflect that. Something simple as that. All of that is true. They can't reflect that. All of that's a true stream. I can show it right now too, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Set it to random. Set this recording to do what I just did. I'll fuck that up big time. 7, okay, let me set this one. All of that's true. I think I was kind of slow on that 2M, so that might not be true. I was slow on that 2M a little bit. But I'm gonna show you guys. I'm trying to master flex. Oh, I don't know what happened to Tatsu. Tatsu just knocked them out. Master reflex. Got clipped. Where's Tatsu? I'm really confused on how Tatsu is not coming out. Get smoked. And clean smoked. I left a little gap. Yeah, I definitely left a little gap. Let me see. See, just there. Oh yeah, it's just recording. Yeah. Oh, that isn't airtight. Let me fix this. Here we go. Yeah, so all of this would be airtight. If I try to master flex, it'll not work. Master reflect don't work. Let's try the 2M version. Try 2. True string, getting clipped for trying to reflect. So something like when you condition them to start respecting that overhead chop, everything becomes so much more deadlier. Everything becomes so much more deadlier. That's a big thing to take away. Like if anything, abuse that chop. Also, another thing, he also has a solo 50-50 with his EX chop that I was just explaining about. Let me show you right now. Turn this off. I had a lot of recordings pre-recorded, so it can be a whole lot more simpler than trying to do it. Guard on. Then give him bar. Block that time. So basically, the mix would be you would level 3 dash OS. You would go for Tiger Knee chop, or you would go for 2LL. You would whip the first 2L and then make the second one come out. The reason being is because they hit on almost the identical frame. I think they're like 1 frame. Yeah, they're like 1 frame apart, like 2 frames apart. In the grand scheme of things, you won't be able to notice that in the game at all. Block that time. Let me see. Block that time. Block that time. Oh shit! Good at blocking this practice. Got hit that time. So yeah, basically you would do that. That also works in the corner too. So that's like Tien's like makeshift 50-50 mid screen and in the corner. You would do something like that. Also Tatsu 50-50s too. You would kill Tatsu, but you gain something from doing it. It's definitely a give and take. Because you basically get Bardock's pre-nerfed Oki. Like you get Bardock's pre-nerfed Oki. You can do cross up, high, low, left, right. Something like that. Cross up, go for the low. It also Tatsu also pulls you out the corner too. So and then Tatsu, when you reach that, it sets you at the exact point no matter where you are on screen. Like you will always be in a set space in the Tatsu no matter where you are on the screen. Like it's hard coded to space you. It's hard coded to make sure you're spaced at the same space no matter what. That right there. So you basically get 3 Bardock nerf level 3 Oki for killing Tatsu. So you lose Tatsu, but you basically gain a guaranteed hit. Like you gain a guaranteed hit. There's a reason why Bardock pre-nerf had to get nerfed. I messed that one up. But you get a guaranteed hit essentially. You basically get a guaranteed hit. Let me see. Tien also has good anti-reflex too. Staggers are good as well. Let's not forget about this. Great buttons. He also has good anti-reflex too. Because while everyone has the, let me set him to jump guard. While everyone has the basic key blast, like the anti-reflect, the key blast anti-reflect, or the 5/8. Tien also has a low that has to get respected. So just trying to hold up back will get you clipped. You also have the low you gotta respect. And there's only 2 characters with lows, I think. I think only Tien and Kefla has lows. So while every other character doesn't have a low that they have to respect, basically after this key blast you don't have to respect them. Tien makes sure you have to stay crouch blocking. Like while everyone after key blast, you can hold. You can kind of hold up back. Tien and Kefla are probably only 2 characters when you have to remain crouch blocking, no matter what. So it helps because then it helps to reset your pressure, and it can't just mash reflect or like time to reflect to delay 5H or not. They can't time it basically. Something like that. Something like that happens a lot. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, because with Tien, you have to respect that. Tien also has a full screen. Let me see. Tien also has a full screen 50-50 with the help of Tatsu. As long as you have a beam assist and you do Tatsu full screen, you can get a fast fall mid. And for this, I'm gonna show Bardock. Bardock is the easiest example because Bardock has high block finishes. Bardock B. That would jail. If I would super jump, right there. Or I messed that one up. That one up. I went too far with that one. Missed that one up there, super jump. But yeah, this is all true. They can't reflect that. I'm messing it up right now, but I've got this enough to know this is all true. They won't be able to reflect this. As long as you have like a beam assist at least, or a high block from assist, this becomes full screen 50-50. I was too slow on that one. Let's see if I can get it right. I can't do it for the top. I'm throwing my time if they don't work, then forget it. Yeah, forget it. Can't do it for the life of me. But you get the gist of it, and that is something that's always good to have when it's used properly, when it's not abused. Because when you start abusing it, characters can easily wait for you to do it while they're in the air, and it's still keep like punish you. Granted, if you call Tatsu and they're in the air and they're not preemptively waiting for the Tatsu call and they try to react to it, if they vanish, Tatsu will clip them over their super dash, they'll get hit by Tatsu, meaning you can confirm it. So all in all, it's a good move, but it should not be overused. Tien also in spiking, because here's a big thing for me. I would mostly play Tien mid, because Tien mid is a whole lot better than Tien anchor, because Tien mid, you give him an assist and it helps him out with the things that he needs help with. Sometimes in neutral, you give him like a beam assist or a tracking lockdown assist, and it gives him help in the neutral that he lacks in. Because what Tien's lack is the screen control right here. Because horizontally he has good screen control. Tiger knee beam -1, volleyball fist low that travels pretty decently as like a whip punish move. And let me rephrase, this move is also good on banish, because when they banish it, they have to block low, meaning when they do something, let me see if I can get it right. See, I'm gonna set him to let me set Tien to, let me set Bardock to, hold on. Something simple like this. Something simple like that. Let me see. No, bitch. They have to block that low, meaning that if you have an assist, it gives you pressure. And then you can go for a command grab, or you have Tiger knee chop, which is unreactable. So that's really good, because while most characters have like a reflect punish move, like Bardock has a reflect punishable move, but with Bardock you don't have to respect him ever doing a low right there. Like Bardock, you don't ever have to worry about him coming for a low. So you can basically hold up back and you'll be fine. With Tien, you can't hold up back. You have to crouch. And if you have an assist, then you basically get free pressure. Also, his guard point move is really good. I brought in Broly to show you a good example as to why this move is not bad at all. It's actually good. Broly's a common character in this game now. So I'm just bringing Broly. You got it right? Something like that. So in a post-clash situation, most characters will lose something like that. They don't have a bar to vanish. But Tien, let me show you. But Tien, you don't gotta worry about that. Guard point beats all of that. So on post-clash situations, he's good against characters like Broly that want to armor that makes you move. And this is really powerful, I think, because Broly is basically meta. Everyone in their mama's playing Broly. Yeah, something like that. So in post-clash situations, most other characters have to worry about things like that. Like with King Gohan, he has to worry about this, because King Gohan doesn't have 4 LL. So unless I react and DP I'm getting smoked. Base Goku too. Base Goku another. Base Goku don't gotta worry about that either. Base Goku and Tien are good examples because they don't have to worry about that. This is Invul Plan 4, so Broly gets kicked. Broly gets kicked for that. While other characters, I mean, like Bardock or so, no worry about that with Tien. That's good. Let me see. What else is good? I covered the Tiger knee. Abuse this. If anything, that should get abused. The one thing that you take away from this is abuse this. Make them, condition them to always respect this. Because then simple stuff becomes mixed up. Something simple like this becomes mixed up. Let me see. And sparking. Oh yeah, so Anchor Tien is good. You just have to have sparking. If you don't have sparking, then Tien, like Tien kind of has the same scenario as Trunks, where Anchor Trunks is good with sparking, but if you don't have sparking with Trunks and Anchor, a lot of his moves aren't true on Vanish, and it's gonna be like with Trunks, you don't have to worry about not getting hit, but then you have to worry about hitting them with Anchor Trunks. Same, like kind of the same case with Tien, where it's like without the sparking, you worry about taking more damage with his supers. That we all know all of that stuff. But the good thing about Anchor Tien that people gotta realize is if he hits you, you legit lose a character for that. Because it is one simple 50-50 right here. Show you. Put this on random. Put it in the corner. Let me bring in bot out. Something simple like this. So what the string is, it is 5L, 5M, delay 2M. The reason you delay 2M is because you delay it to 15 frames. That's the best timing. Because it delays it long enough to where they can't reflect it. And it delays it long enough to where it's close enough to the same frames as the overhead. It's 2 frame difference, so it's basically unreactable. Essentially a 50-50. Let me put it to, so it'll be put to reflect, but then realistically it'll be put to crouch block. Now I'm gonna put it to stand block so it can reflect if it's not frame tight. So after 15 frames, that's where it can get reflected. If I can show it. 15 frames. Okay, 16 frames right there. So after 15 frames, it'll get reflected. But before that, it's not getting reflected. And what this means is you can go for stuff like this. Set up. Unreactable. And if he's on Anchor, now some people claim Anchor. Me, I prefer not to claim Anchor, and I'll explain why. I have reasons for that. Something as simple as this. You hit him with the EX overhead. That's half a bar like that. 49%, half a bar. If you got more bars, let's see. 57% right there. If you have more, then you just unload the clip. That's 63%. That's a character right there. And the health you lose is very minuscule. Let's see, how much health does he lose for doing all that? Just 70%, but basically no health lost. And if you hit the 2M mix-up that I was just explaining, how much damage you did. Look at that damage. You basically did 90%. That's a character right there. That's a whole character. Like, If Bardock has that much amount of health, and you hit him with the 2M mix-up, he's basically dead. If you hit him with this 2M mix-up, he's basically dead. Oh yeah, another big thing I didn't even realize is all of that is raw health. No blue health to recover from that. No blue health. So you get hit by that, that is 100% raw health. There's no blue health to recover. You basically eat 57% raw health. Something simple as that. Oh, something simple as this too. Dodon rate confirmed. Something as simple as a Dodon rate confirmed. Just did 55%. Something simple as a Dodon rate just did 70%. That's a character. In the grand scheme of the game, that's a character right there. That's a whole character. That's why I say with Spark, Tien is a deadly character. And if you don't want to do that mix-up, he also has this one too. Let me show you. If you don't want to go for that, if you don't want to go for this mix-up, but with 2M low, you will go for this. The three-way mix-up. You would do auto combo into command grab, auto combo into volleyball flip low, or auto combo into EX chop. You can't mash vanish that. You can't reflect it either, because let's say Tien goes for the low option, try to reflect to set him to knock switch. You got smoked for that. Because you wanted to reflect, you just got smoked. You just got smoked for trying to reflect. How much damage this does. Okay, 57%, the 70% that's a character for trying to reflect. 52% is half a bar. Next touch is death. So it's like, it's deadly. You also can't reflect punish that. I think Bardock is the only one if you do a frame. If you do this frame perfect, if Bardock reflects this frame perfect, the EX, because after this you're minus 12. Let me show you. And at regular height, he'll be minus 12. So Bardock, I believe, is like the only character. Bardock and maybe GT. I haven't tested GT, but I don't think GT does because Bardock hits faster. Bardock has more travel speed than he does his variant. Bardock is the only one that can punish it frame perfect. It has to be frame perfect because the spacing Bardock is, the lariat hits that frame 12. And then Tien is minus 12, so you have to be frame perfect to hit that. You're off by one frame, you won't punish it, you'll be able to guard it. So it's not a bad mix-up at all. So that's why I'll say with Tien Anchor. Like, he's good with Spark. If you don't have Spark, then nah. That's why I don't play him Anchor. That's why I play him mid, to be honest. Let me just show the team real quick. So the team on the right side, that's the team I play with Tien. I usually play him mid. And I put Goku on Anchor. So I play like this. And I'll use Tien A assist. The reason is because Tien A assist and Gohan have really good synergy. Really great synergy actually. I can, let's say I'm spamming neutral, I'm holding down back in case you want to super dash me. Holding down back for the OS with the super dash, let's try to get the hit. Easy confirm Machine Gohan. Easy confirm, just like that. Whereas other beam characters can't get that. And this is what I mean by like with Tien's A assist. I don't treat Tien's A assist like a beam assist. I treat it like a neutral assist and a combo confirm assist. Reason being is because his beam isn't a traditional beam. And they intended for it to be like that because of the way they animated all the other beams. According to his, Tien has the only beam that pops up directly straight in the air, like directly vertical. No, it's not like GT where when you go flying in space, his pops up directly up in the air for easy confirms. While every other beam in the game would send you flying and do a wall bounce, Tien is the only one that does that. So while the block stun is not good, I don't treat it like a regular beam assist. And that's how it should be treated, because comparing it to the regular beam assist, it'll look bad, because you'll be comparing it to the regular beam standards. So it doesn't have enough block stun, doesn't wall bounce. So it's kind of an unorthodox beam. It's like Broly's A assist. Broly's A assist has beam properties, but it's not a beam assist. So then on to Broly's A assist has beam property, but it's not a beam assist. So that's the same way I treat Tien's assist. Even though Tien does cover the screen like a beam, it doesn't have the lockdown like a beam, so I don't treat it like one. I'll say if you want to use Tien's A assist, you have to have a character that is good and neutral. You have to have a point character that's good and neutral by themselves. Point and mid character is kind of good and neutral, that doesn't need help. So I'll say characters like Android 21, Tien, A assist go well, because Android 21 doesn't really need the help in the neutral like that. In terms of like the space control, Bardock and Tien B assist go good. You can easily confirm like that, and Bardock doesn't need the help in the neutral. Easily confirm like that, and Bardock doesn't really need help in neutral. Broly and Tien A assist go good together. As Broly Tien assist go better than Z Broly, because it helps with the combos and the damage. I have no idea what Broly. I don't play Broly, but you would go for the air grab. Something like that. Something simple like that. So if you want to use Tien's A assist, you have to play a character that has good solo neutral and just good solid functionalities. Because it's not the traditional beam assist. What else? What else? I can't even think of it. Let me go over his weaknesses. Oh yeah. Go over his weaknesses. Things that they need to fix for him. They need to fix. One thing they need to fix for him is they need to fix his solo combo functionality. What I mean by that is the hits that he gets, he should be able to combo off of his solo. Like this command grab, you can't combo off of it with an assist. No matter what assist you have, you can't combo off of it. Let me see if I can combo with Bardock's A assist. I don't think I can. Like, he should be able to solo combo off of this command grab. So it should be 24 frames. Every other character with a 24 frame command grab can solo combo. The number can solo combo, Broly can solo combo, Z Broly can solo combo. So Tien should be able to do the same thing. Otherwise, this command grab isn't going to get much value as it should be. Damn, what else? Yeah, this frame strike, for this to be 24 frames, also you should be able to solo combo off of this too. Like, why can't he solo combo off of this? This is an issue. He should be able to solo combo off of that. Medium and H, he should be able to solo combo off of that. See what else. EX top, he should be able to solo combo off of. Basically, all of his hits, he should be able to combo solo off of. And that'll instantly increase his solo functionality and help him with anchor. Because when he gets to when he hits somebody with chain strike and anchor, he has to vanish. He has to vanish or he has to spend the level 3. And if he vanishes, it's scaled. So, and you don't get sliding knockdown off of it if it's vanished. So it's scale heavy, and you don't get sliding knockdown. Not good. Let me do this. This is help. That's the good reverse. Like this, it should be able to keep momentum. How everyone else keeps momentum, it should keep momentum. Like that. That should keep momentum. See how this keeps momentum? I can control my jump. Tien does nothing of the sort, and that's a big problem because this move is essentially useless. It has landing recovery too. Like this should not have a landing recovery. Like this should not have no landing recovery. Like they have to make it to where you can keep air momentum by doing this. Because just floating in the air, it makes you useless. Because once you do this, you're stuck. Like you're essentially stuck. You can't do nothing at all. They gotta make that like Goku's. Also, when he does super, he should lose less health. Lose less health. Maybe like about 5% at least. Also, for some reason, I really have no clue as to why they did this. This has a landing recovery. You said it's a block. For some reason, this has a landing recovery. I don't know why this has. This needs to be removed because if you remove this, then Tien with high blocks and assists gets 50-50s. We should just select. Mess that up. You can't 50-50 because it has motherfucking landing recovery. If you remove landing recovery, this becomes a 50-50 right here. But they gotta remove landing recovery. Make Dodon Ray have less recovery. Wow, because while this Tiger Knee is get the Tiger Knee out. Go on, so fucking short. Let me move him. While that Tiger Knee is like -1, it's really -1 if my game is done right. While that is -1, witness is -75. Like it's 77, but normally it's 75. Like it should not be like this. Like if you whip this, it has longer recovery than all of the other beams. Way longer recovery than all the other beams. Where you whip this, it's 61. That's a whole 14 frame difference. It's like throwing out two 6Ls. Also make his the vanish to confirm time higher. Because what I mean is, it is hard to confirm this. Because since Dodon Ray's a solo hit, since his Q-Bash is a solo hit, it's hard to confirm this, like, with realizing if they blocked it or not. If he blocked that, I'm vanishing it, but like, I can't confirm the hit because the window to confirm is too short. So like, realistically, if I just do it and they block it, and they preemptively do it, I get smoked. Like I'm hitting him. Like I would have got 2H right there, or I would have got level 3 or something. because it's hard to visually confirm it and then reactively confirm it too. Because it's an explosion regardless. Like, what I do is like I try to react to them popping up in the air, but then even then, if I react to them popping up in the air, the window to confirm is not huge enough. So they have to increase the window to confirm. Even the key blast. So I feel like a quality of life with all the characters is increase the windows to vanish confirm for characters that have solo key blast. Because Bardock has the same issue too. It's hard to solo confirm his key blast because he's one hit. What it got to look like. Bardock and Tien can have the same situation. So I think just as a quality of life change, characters that have solo key blast, they should increase the window for the vanish confirm. Same thing with Tien. It's hard to confirm that with vanish. Basically that's pretty. Oh yeah, let me just go over one thing. I forgot. Mention my team. So the team I play with Tien. Let me get in the right order real quick. King Gohan, Tien, and base Goku. Reason being is because King Gohan doesn't need a lot of block stuns to get the 50-50s out. Tien A assist is only what, 20 frames? It's enough for King Gohan to get his 50-50 out. So having that low blocking assist doesn't hurt King Gohan at all. Most of the damage they do together and the combo conversions both of them have is good. I also use King Gohan B assist, and I treat it because while his A assist is good for my characters, Tien and base Goku, they don't benefit from Gohan's A assist. The only benefit they gain is super dash assist, but doesn't help base Goku because base Goku doesn't have a low. Base Goku does not have a 2L low. So it doesn't benefit him. It doesn't benefit him at all. And also, base Goku doesn't open people up by putting in regular ice. This doesn't benefit base Goku at all. Doing stuff like this doesn't benefit. He doesn't have a 2L low. So King Gohan's A assist only helps him for super dash assist, but that doesn't work with base Goku. So I'm basically using an assist for 1/3 of my character. 1/5, no, actually 1/2. Because while Tien works with Gohan's A assist, base Goku doesn't work with Gohan's A assist, so it's pointless. And then I treat it like Vegeta's assist because when you call Gohan's B assist, he comes out behind. He comes out super behind. The same spot Vegeta comes behind. So doing something like this, the opponent would think it's their turn. Something like this. But then Gohan punishes you. Easy combo like that. And also, what I do with this assist is I go for a lot of anti-reflect strings. Let me put it on right here. Let me show you. Let me put it. So realistically, somebody would reflect. I'm doing it wrong. Let me try that. So realistically, someone will reflect right there. Somewhere like, let me put it a little faster realistically. Something like that. So what I'll do with that, I'm still plus 19. And if you whip to reflect, it's anti-reflection. So I can still get pressure and I can still get anti-reflection. And Tien doesn't get benefit from having like yeah, you can do this. But with that, I like the conditioning factor. So other people will use his A assist, which is not bad, but the B assist is also not useless either. It's just like a key blast assist. I'll treat it like Vegeta assist, which is fine with me. Because especially, it helps with base Goku combos too, and base Goku doesn't need a lockdown assist that I just mentioned. So it's fine with stuff like this. Let me show you. Something like that is fine. Something like that is fine. So let's see. How much can I do? Like 50%. Another thing with this team is like it's always big. No matter what the hit is, always big damage. Always big damage, no matter what the hit. So yeah, basically with that basically like concludes the little Tien guide. Sorta. Yeah. But yeah, so overall, I would use him as a mid. The extra assist helps him with combos, and it helps him in areas with neutral, and it helps with the conditioning of the 226H that I mentioned earlier. If you want to play him anchor, you should always have sparking for him. Otherwise, you put yourself at disadvantage. Yeah, use Tatsu, but use it sparingly. And remember, abuse this. Make them always aware that so simple stuff like this become mixed up. Yeah, that's it.
Maximum power!